Hey, welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm just covering this concept of a Telegram chatbot, and more specifically, a Telegram staff training chatbot, which could be basically just used by companies to train their staff members or while the new staff members are in their onboarding processes. So that's it. That's all we're going to cover today, like the end-to-end workflow, how to connect the Telegram chatbot to this end-to-end workflow, and then how to actually feed our end-to-end workflow with all those resources containing the company's information and anything that's needed uh, to train the other staff members. So that's it. Really simple concept, but it is a high ROI idea for companies to just implement this chatbot and simply skip the whole long process of training their new staff members manually, right? So you see, here we have two workflows with us. The first one is our Telegram chatbot, which basically just receives the text message from the user and then provides an answer to it and just sends it back to the Telegram, right? That's it. And the second one, which is an update knowledge base thing, it basically updates our resource document with all the necessary updates or necessary updated information, right? So I'll just explain in a while, right? But first of all, so what's the basic idea? So it's like during the onboarding process of a new staff member in the company, they can be provided access to this chatbot, right? And then they can get all the information about the company and its working that's needed for them to get successfully onboarded, right? So any information about the company, about how it works or how any other department works, how many employees are there in the company, this is just some very basic information, right? Very fundamental thing, but in the bigger picture, when the new staff member, let's say he or she is getting employed into a department X, which is just a marketing department, right? So he would just essentially need all this information like, how does this marketing department work? How many supervisors are there? Or how do they operate? What work is given to what work is given to what uh, employee of what position, right? So all that stuff. That's basically this idea of this chatbot, and which makes it really simple for any new onboarded employee to grab any necessary information about the company. So that's it. That's the idea for today. For that, what we'll cover in the video is how to create a chatbot for yourself inside Telegram, which is just really simple. I'll just walk you through it. Then how to create a vector store inside Superbase. So basically the vector store that contains the document that then contains all the information regarding the company that is needed to onboard this new staff member, right? Then how to connect the Superbase vector store to the Google document containing all the relevant information. So the thing I talked about here, the Superbase vector store. If you don't already know that, you can go to YouTube, search some tutorial on, or search some video on what is Superbase vector store, right? And I'll just explain you how to create a vector store for yourself, and then how to also store your document containing all the information inside that Superbase Mac system. Then, how to create the end workflow to receive the message from the Telegram chatbot and search for a relevant answer inside the document and then answer it accordingly, which is what we see in this first workflow, right? Then, at the last, how to create a workflow to real-time update the Google Doc inside the automation whenever the information inside is updated, which is this workflow. Then, let's just quickly cover what's the basic functionality of the chatbot. So, a new Telegram chatbot will be linked to an n8n automation to find all the relevant answers about the company, which is this workflow. Like this Telegram chatbot will be connected to this automation and then it will answer all the queries or the questions the user has. The second one, the user can either send text messages or even voice notes to the chatbot. Both will work. So you see here, the user has both of these options. Either they can just send the text or a voice note. For the voice note, here we have a transcriber, right? So that's it. And then the an automation will make sure that that all the answers the user receives are up to date and also answer his query head to toe, his or her. I'm sorry about that. Right, that's it. And the end information will require a connection to a vector data store that will be then connected to a Google Doc containing all the company's information. So you see a little representation here. The Telegram chatbot will be connected to this end workflow, And inside the n8n workflow, we have this Superbase vector store. And the Superbase vector store contains this Google document, which contains the information about our company. I hope you got it. I hope this made it a little more simpler for you to understand. But don't worry, as we get through this video, it'll become more simpler for you, right? So first of all, let's just get into our Telegram and I'll just quickly show you how to create a chatbot for yourself, right? So all you have to do, open your Telegram, right? Here, search botfather. And here you'll get this one, this guy right here, this Minecraft looking some cartoon, and he has some 3,488 monthly users. So now what you have to do is once you get into this chat, you have to click the start button. And if you're on your phone, then all you have to do is just press slash start, right? Like type this slash start. This particular command right here. Then when you click on start, what it does is you see this particular command right here. You just have to put it through your phone as well if you don't already see this button right here. So now type this again and you see it has given you all the commands that it has. Now what you have to do is this command you see right here, create a new bot, which is a slash new bot. So you'll just give this bot father this command, and when you do it, it asks you for a name for your chatbot. So let's just name it something like staff underscore trader. That's it, yeah. So that's the name. Now let's choose a username for your bot. It must end in bot. Okay, so this. So we'll just name it staff trainer bot, right? Oops, staff trainer bot. That's it. Then we see our new bot is created. You will find it at this. You can now add a description about section and profile picture, blah, blah, blah. What matters here is this access token right here. So you might not want to lose it. It'll just remain in the chat anyways. Also, here we have the link for our new chatbot. So I'll just open it in a new window. Now, what we have to do is, as we have created this chatbot, now we'll head on to our n8n automation, right? Okay, so we're finally inside our n8n, and now I'm going to show you how to build both of these workflows live and what prompts to give all these nodes and what other configurations are there to be made. So let's get into it without any further ado. At first step, let's just get into this new workflow. Then we're going to add this new Telegram node and select this on message trigger. So now you're going to select it and add a connection to the chatbot we just made. So what we're going to do is I'll just really quickly delete this credential of mine, and then, okay, I'll just create this new credential, and here you see access token. So here you actually have to paste the access token the bot father in the Telegram gave you. So you see this one, just copy this thing and paste it there, click on save, and you see the credential will be successfully created. Connection tested successfully, that's it. Now that the connection is done, then the second node we have here is voice or text, which basically just determines if the incoming uh, message format is in text or a voice node, right? So what we're gonna do is add a switch node here, and then here we have to add the values, right? So what we're gonna do is we'll just really quickly go to our Telegram chatbot that we just made. So you just go into it, give this command slash start, and when you execute this workflow, what you have to do is just give it a message like hey, and right here we've got a message, right? The Telegram trigger has got the message which says hey. Okay, so now on the basis of this, we're gonna add two values to the switch node. So the value one is gonna be, we just drag this thing here and this particular text message, right, at the very end of this Telegram trigger output. So just select this, add this here, and then you have to add another routing rule. Select this thing as a whole, and yep, just copy it here. But instead of this text thing, we have to make it for the voice. So delete this text and add voice instead, right? That's what you have to do. Simple. Now, you see, it has directly the workflow here as we had this text thing. Another thing is this equal to, right? Select this as an object for the text, right? For this JSON message text, what you have to do is select string and exists, right? And for this JSON message.voice, what you have to do is select this object and then exists, right? That's all you have to do. Now, if we just execute this workflow once again, and if I just send our bot a voice note, so hi, how are you? That's it. I'll send the message. The workflow gets, okay, the workflow gets executed, and you see it has directed the workflow in the road below, right? So that's it. That's our partition thing, the switch. Now we actually have to build both of these paths for the response. So for this one, what you have to do for this text one, you just have to select it. Uh, you just go here, edit fields. You'll select this node and just click on add field and add this value to it and select the name as text. That's all you have to do. Really simple. It'll just edit the field and output the text in particular, right? And for the voice message, for the rule below, what you have to do is select Telegram again, and this time you have to actually select this get a file action, right? Get a file. Click on this because we actually have to get the voice message that is sent to us. So in Telegram, if you don't know what happens is if you just send a voice message, it gets stored in a file format, right? So we actually have to import it, or we actually have to get that file uh, in our workflow. Okay, so you click on get a file, the file ID right here. So when you have tested your workflow with this voice message, you actually have this output. You have this file ID right here. Below the voice, you have this file ID. Just drag it, paste it here, and then you have the file ID. Uh, then next to this Telegram node, what you have to do is add another OpenAI node this time, and then you have here transcribe a recording. Just select it. You don't have to change anything inside the node. It's all done already. So just let's just run the workflow. So I'll just click on get a file. It has a script, the voice message, and if you click on transcribe a recording, it will actually transcribe the voice message that I sent, and you say, hi, how are you? That's exactly what I said, right? So that is how the thing is going to be looking like for now. Next, you see, we have this edit field section again. So we'll just add another edit fields, and we will actually have to connect this to, right? So this edit fields. Now, what are the values that we have to paste into this edit fields? So first of all, we have to get a session ID, and the next thing we have to get the text. So the session ID, if you don't know, the chat that we're gonna have with this Telegram chatbot. So let's say if I am there having a chat with this Telegram with this Telegram chatbot, I'm gonna have a particular session ID or a chat ID of mine, right? Similarly, if any other person has a chat with this Telegram chatbot, they're gonna have their own session ID, which is gonna be different from my one. So that's it. That's how you identify between those sessions using that session ID. So you just click on add field. You just give it a name, session ID. Also, I recommend you to follow exactly what I'm doing right now so that you don't face any errors, because these things here, the edit fields, the session ID, and a lot of other things that I'm going to show you uh, later are very likely to produce a lot of errors. So this thing I'm showing you right here, this is completely error proof, and if you follow it exactly like this, you will be really not facing any errors, right? So session ID, we'll just get it back to this Telegram trigger outputs. And here we have this chat ID, right? Just drag it, paste it here, and then we have to click on another add field, set it as text. Now for this text, we have this special variable. You see, it's pretty complex one. Curly brackets, a dollar sign if text is executed, blah 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 blah. I'm not going to explain it into much detail. It's just that um, the significance of this variable right here. So it just says that if this particular route was followed, like it has been done right now, you have to grab the value of text from here. And similarly, if the route was gone through here, you have to grab the value of the text from here, right? That's basically what the variable tells you. So I'll just paste it. Just have a good look at it, and you can build it for your own. You can just paste that similar variable into your workflow as well. So I'll just go here, edit fields, and in this text thing, I'll add this one, right? Pretty simple. Also, next to the session ID, you have the string thing. You have to set it as number, okay? Because we're getting this complete number here, and if we set it as string, it might cause some errors later, right? So just set it as number, this one as string, and that's it. That's all you have to do for now. Then what we're gonna do is adding an AI agent, right? Okay, bear with me for a second. Yep. Now we have this RAG agent. So if you don't know what RAG is basically retrieval augmented generation, or like that basically just is a the RAG agent that we have here. What it does is it just gives you this platform using which you can answer all the questions, all the users' questions using a knowledge base or using any document provide that contains all the company's information. So basically, it's like if I have a Google document which contains all the information of my company, I can just add that information to this RAG agent so that this RAG agent can retrieve all the information from there and answer all the users' queries accordingly, right? I hope I made it simple for you to understand. So what we're going to do is add just another AI agent here. Okay, add it and then just select it as defined below. Now for the prompts thing, for the user prompt, you just have to paste this JSON.text. So define below and this user message, you just have to click on expression first, then double curly bracket, dollar sign, JSON.text. That's all you have to do. Then add option, system message, and in the system message, what we're going to paste is um, yep, so there's overview. You're a RAG assistant. Your job is to search for queries from a vector database and pass on to the search results. Tools, we're gonna paste the tool name that we're gonna use here. So for this workflow, we have this Superbase vector store. If you don't already know what Superbase is, so Superbase is just a platform where you can store documents or store some information in the form of in the form of a vector database. So it just contains like you can also look at it as a three-dimensional information storing platform, right? So that it stores all the information and our RAG agent retrieves all the information or the answers to the questions that the user has asked from this Superbase vector store. So what you're gonna do is first of all the system message again. I'll just simply paste this, copy this thing and paste it into the live workflow that I'm building. You can just pause the video, have a look at it, and paste literally the same prompt in your workflow as well. So that's it. That's what we have. And now, also, just mind updating this Superbase vector store name, right? According to the one that you have for yourself. So if I click on this tool and I go to Superbase vector store here, so my tool name is simply just Superbase vector store. So I'll just go to the AI agent, I'll go to the system prompt, and in this tools one, you see it's Superbase vector store one. So I'll just remove the one. So it's Superbase vector store, right? Exactly the name of the tool that I have here. That's it. That's all you have to do. Again, we're going to set up a Superbase vector store in superbase.com as well. So I'm going to show you that as well. But before that, we've set up the prompts, right? And then we also have to give this AI agent a chat module. So we'll just go to OpenAI and we'll just select GPT 4.1 mini because it will cost some less credits and also is likely efficient for this task that we're doing right now. So that's it. And now to actually set up a Superbase vector store inside superbase.com, what you're going to do is go to Superbase. Come on, my typos. Superbase.com. You're just going to create a new account or just sign in, go to dashboard, and there you have to click on this new organization. Then select a name for yourself and create organization. Then once the organization is created, we'll just wait a few seconds. Then we have this new project, right? So we have this organization, the project name, and a password. So I'll just set a password for myself and then I'll just create a new project. Okay, so the project is created. Now, to actually add the credential in this workflow, we'll just click on this node and I'll just add this create new credential. There you see, you have two things here, the host and the service role secret. So very simply, you just go to your Superbase account. You just go to this project settings in the taskbar on the left side. Just go to it and then what you have to do is go to this data API section that you see. You have this URL right here. Copy that, go to your workflow and paste it here in the host section. Then you go to Superbase again and go to this API keys section right here. And here you have this service role secret thing. So just reveal it, copy it, and go to your workflow, paste it, and save. Okay, so the connection is tested successfully, and I I just don't mind showing all these my credentials to you because I'm eventually gonna delete this uh delete this project right here. So nobody's gonna be able to use these API keys or these API things of mine. So not much of a problem, but right, so we have actually added this credential into our Superbase vector store, but now that our Superbase vector store requires some information, right? We actually have to give or provide this vector store with a document that contains all the information. So for this one, let's just go through so for this one, let's just go with a Google document, right? So what you're going to do is click on docs.new, search docs.new, and you'll get this new Google document, and there you'll select all the information that you have for the company. I just have a document ready with me. So yeah, I just had this demo knowledge base ready with me to show you guys, which is a 4-page knowledge base, contains all the information about the company. So what I'm going to do is I'll actually go to the workflow, and now you have to add the document to your super base. How you're going to do that? I'll just show you in a second. So first of all, you'll just go to this new workflow thing. I'll just add this in a new tab. A new workflow will be created. All right. And then click on first step, trigger manually. Then you select a Google Drive node, and here you'll select a download file, right? Then you have to create a credential if you don't already have one in your n8n account. And as I already have one, I'll just select a file, and there I have it, Auxiliary Marketing Agency staff training knowledge base. So now I'll click on this new node thing and add a Superbase vector store. Okay, and I'm gonna select add documents to vector store. Okay, now here, as you see in the table name section, we actually have to select the table which contains our document, but here we have no results because we have set up no table inside our Superbase account. So what you're gonna do is go to docs, and it will open a documentation for you. You just scroll down, and here we have a quick start for setting up your vector store. Click on this, then you get this SQL command right here. Just copy it, go to your Superbase. In the left side taskbar, you have this SQL editor. Go there, paste this command right here. I'll run it, and here I actually have a error. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is really simple to fix this thing. First of all, I'll just have to create another extension vector. If you don't know what I'm saying, just don't care about it. I'll just show you how to fix it. So just remove it, then select create extension. If not exists, I guess that's what it is. A vector, and okay, I'm sorry, and semicolon, control A. Right, success, no rows returned. Now what you're gonna do is go to the website once again, copy this thing, go to your Superbase, paste this thing, and you're gonna delete these. Okay, first of all, let's just run it. We get another error that extension vector already exists because we just made one with the previous um, SQL command. So you're going to delete these initial 2 lines. So I'm going to delete it, and I'm going to run it again. I'm going to get another error, which is type extensions vector does not exist. So for this, what you're going to do, if you see this embeddings extensions dot vector right here. So what you're going to do is extensions dot. You're just going to delete it from here. And even here, we have another time the extensions dot vector. Just delete it. And that's it. We just have it 2 times. Then what we're going to do is now we're going to run this thing, and finally success, no rows returned. Now what you're going to see is in this table editor thing, again another thing inside the left side taskbar, you have this new table as documents which will be created, but it's empty, right? And this is where we actually have to feed the information of our company's knowledge base, but not from here. We actually have to do it from the n8n workflow. So you're going to return back to this n8n. You see this thing, then you go to Superbase Vector Store, click on table name. Now you see you have this documents right here. Select it, and we also will have to add an embeddings model right here. If you don't already know what embeddings is or what the significance of this thing right here is, it's basically that the information we're going to providing to our Superbase vector store is going to store it in the form of numbers, right? And whenever the user asks any question to this uh, workflow, the question will be sent to the Superbase vector store in the form of numbers, and Basically, it's like embeddings. It's like just changing the text to the numbers so that it is easy for the vector store to understand it, right? That's all I could make you understand. If you still didn't understand it, you can just go to ChatGPT and ask it what the embeddings OpenAI model is used for inside a soup-based vector store. But for now, for this document thing, we're gonna click this default data loader, which is basically gonna split our information into some parts. Here in this configuration, you have to select the type of data as a binary because the file that we're gonna receive through this download file node, the Google Drive node, it's gonna be in the form of a binary file, right? So select binary, and that's all you have to do. Now we are actually gonna finally run the workflow and download file. The file is downloaded, and this node is executed successfully, right? Now, if you go to your Superbase thing here, you see these 8 rows are implemented, and they contain all the information regarding our company's knowledge base, right? So just for the sake of making it easier, I'll just copy this whole thing and actually paste it to the workflow I had earlier. Right, so that's it. We have this other workflow right here to actually get the file. All right, so now that our Superbase vector store actually contains all the information, what we're gonna do is go to this one for this workflow. Go to Superbase vector store, then description. I'll just type something like users tool to answer all of the questions. That's it. And in the table name, I'll again select documents, which contains all of our company's information. Then we are finally gonna test this thing. So I'll just click on this Telegram trigger, execute workflow, and then okay, I just have some outstanding issues, which is I don't have an embedding model. OpenAI, again, I'll add this embedding model right here, and now I'm gonna execute this workflow once again. It's executed. I'll go to this chatbot. I'll say something like, okay, I'll have to actually craft a question. So, okay, right here. We have 53 employees, so I can just ask it, how many employees do you have? Okay, fine. Do you have, right? And in this workflow, right here, you see, okay, we've got an error, which is this thing doesn't exist. Now, this thing is really likely to get you a lot of errors. So a really simple thing you can do for this is go to n8n AI, then go to this build, and then you're gonna give this command to it that fix this error in the edit fields one node for me. That's it. So it's gonna think for a while, it's gonna craft a solution, and it's gonna implement the solution itself into the workflow. Okay, so it's thinking still. We'll just wait for a few seconds. It's updating the parameters, and eventually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, finally, we have this thing. It has almost updated it. Okay, now it's actually updated it successfully. And now if we execute this workflow once again, and I ask it, how many employees do you have? Then we go to this workflow, it's executed, and it's gonna, if we go to this AI agent node, the output looks something like our agency, Ogilvy Marketing, has 53 employees, which is the correct answer according to the knowledge base. So our workflow is successfully producing answers, but still there's a lot to be done. So now the next step, what we are going to have to do is adding a memory base to it. Now we have this memory thing, so we actually have to add a memory for our RAG agent. I'll also just name this thing a RAG agent just because it looks cooler, right? So we're gonna add a memory, which is for this workflow, for the sake of this workflow, I'm just gonna select simple memory because I did show you in this workflow the memory as this Postgres chat memory, but eventually it's going to be a little bit complex if I uh, make you guys understand about it in this video. So I'll probably make some other video for this later. But for the sake of this automation, I'm just going to select the simple memory so that we don't have to go through some uh, strange, ugly shit, right? So we've added a memory, and then what we have the step as the last one is finally sending a response message back to Telegram. So now what we're going to do as the last step of this particular workflow, we're just going to click on this new node, Telegram. Okay, forget for the typo. Then you're going to scroll down. You have this send a text message here. You click it and you have to get this chat ID and the text. So for the chat ID, we just have to go through this Telegram trigger and there you have the chat ID. Or you can just click on this edit fields one thing. You have the session ID here. You can just paste it simply and you click on this text. So, what text do we want our automation to send back to the user? So, this one, the output right here, the rank agent's output. So, I'm going to select it, paste it here, and now if I execute this step, you see it just produces the answer and then the text message is sent. And inside this thing, our agency, Auxiliary Marketing, has 53 employees. That's it. And this also comes with this additional message that this message was sent automatically with n8n. If you want to disable this, just go to the workflow, go to this, and click on this add field. And there you have this append edit and attribution thing. Just select it and turn it on. That's it, right? Okay, so we're done with our first workflow, which basically is to get the user's message, to craft an appropriate response and send it back to the user, right? Now we have this other workflow, which just updates the knowledge base real time with the updated information, right? So for this, what we're gonna do is we'll actually have to delete this whole thing. Okay, now we're gonna build and now we're going to build a complete new workflow for this. So for this, we just have to go to this new node, select Google Drive, and there you have this trigger, which is on changes to a specific file. That's what you have to choose. Then, okay, I'll just bring it here. Then inside this thing, again, you have that credential set up. Okay, again, in this thing, you just have this account set up, and then you have to select the file, which is our knowledge base. So I'm going to select this staff training knowledge base that I already had, and that's it. Watch for file updated. That's all the other configurations. Just let them be how they are, and then what you have to do is add another super base. Now, not the vector store this time, just the super base thing, and you have to select this delete a row. Okay, select this row delete. You just have to give it a table name or ID. So select it, click on documents, and in the select type thing, select string, and here you have to paste something like we have in this workflow as metadata file like whatever. Just take a look at it, just take it, copy it, and we gotta paste it inside this node. Okay, that's it, right? So now we have two nodes set up for ourselves. Now the third node is again an edit fields node selected, and there we actually have to just give the document ID or the file ID that we have. So for this, what we have to do is we'll actually have to update this thing, or we'll actually have to run this workflow. So I'll just execute this thing right here, this thing. It's executed. We got it. And now, and here, if you scroll down, we have this Google Drive trigger thing. And here you actually have to scroll down. You find this ID thing. Just grab this, put it here, and that's it. We'll name it as file underscore ID as we have in this thing so that we can just prevent any errors from occurring. So that's it. Now the fourth one will be we actually have this file reformatting thing, this node here, but that's a bit more of that advanced step, and I don't want to make it complex for the workflow that we're building right now. So let's just skip it for now. It doesn't make a lot of significance for this workflow. So we'll just skip directly into this download file thing. So again, a Google Drive node, and then you have to select this download file again. And if you're wondering what this workflow does or what the hell do these nodes are there for, I'm just gonna explain it to you in a while. Just bear with me for a second. So select a file, you just have to select the knowledge base file again. And then we have this Superbase vector store node. So just go to this new node, add this Superbase vector store. Again, add documents to vector store. And then we have this documents thing. Now we have to add some tools to this thing. So embeddings, we have to click on OpenAI, and we already have this model right here. Then in the document thing, we have to click on this default data loader. All these things as before, binary and etc. etc. That's it. Now I'll explain to you what the significance of this workflow is, right? So what basically this does is let's say I have this knowledge base right here. I make some changes to it, right? I make some changes to it, the documents get saved. So whenever any changes are made inside this knowledge base, let's say I make some changes to this, then inside this workflow, this trigger is gonna get triggered. And then this particular node is gonna delete all the information we already have inside our Superbase vector store regarding the company's information. Then we have this edit fields, which basically gets us the file ID from here. Then this download file, which was back in that workflow that we had here previously, which again just downloads the new file. Okay, so it's like this gets triggered, all the old information gets deleted, and the new file containing the new information gets downloaded and gets fed into this Superbase vector store. That is basically the idea of this workflow. So yeah, that's it. That's how easy it was to build this workflow, to build this whole Telegram chatbot automation for yourselves. And yep, as I just showed you all these things, we can just have a back-to-back conversation with this thing, and it would answer all of our queries really accurately. So if I just ask it a few more questions, so I'll say about something like, tell me something about your email marketing. Okay. So I'll ask it, tell me something about wow. So I'll ask it, tell me something about your email marketing. So the automation will run and one, two, three. Responding or email marketing, we use tools like MailChimp or HubSpot, blah, 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 blah. You can see this response matches exactly the information provided here. Similarly, if we send it a voice note, such as, what are the core values inside your company? Okay, I'll just ask it through a voice note. Okay, so what are the core values inside your company? And I'll just execute the workflow. It runs, and we see here it gets transcribed, it gets answered, and then we get the message right here as the core values of our company are integrity, creativity, collaboration, client-centric, and continuous learning, which is exactly what we have here. That's it. That's the beauty of this thing, this automation, this Telegram chatbot thing. So if you liked it, be sure to drop a like and be sure to drop some words of appreciation if you feel like that. And I hope this helped you one way or the other. This rank agent thing, or basically just building out this whole Telegram thing. There are a lot of use cases that could be solved using this automation or using this type of automation, right? So again, if you liked it, be sure to drop a like. And for such amazing, for such unique automations, for such unique real-time automations and voice AI agents and things. Be sure to drop a subscribe as well. I'll see you in the next one. That's it. Bye bye.